quite centered. That's much better now. All right. I think YouTube should allow us to get everything how we want it before it says go live. All right, let me grab my laptop and let me get into the live. Let me turn my sound off. So I can see the comments as they come in. All right. There we go. There we go. This out of the way. There we go. That over. I can also move that over. There we go. I might actually move this chair to the other side today. We'll play around with it. Hello, hello. Hey, Mike. Are you keeping the snow away from you? I was watching you guys last night, and when GT Jr. said that he had gotten 1 to 2 feet of snow, I was like, yeah, nah. Don't need it, don't want it. Y'all can keep all, you hear me? All of that stuff. Hey, Jackie. Hey, 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 Michelleio. I love how you said you did that 5K and you just walked. I don't blame you, honey. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Can I get my camera to be where I want it to be? And I think it's me more than the camera. Thank you, Shelly, for coming in. She's one of my mods. All right, all right, all right. So this is round 2. You know what it is for walkers if you're just doing regular races? But when I went to Disney and saw I think that was probably the second race that I've ever been to. Our farmer, the Ed Farm did a 5K last year. No, that was my second one. My daughters did a 5K, and they allowed them to walk. They allowed them to run. I helped with the 5K last year at the Ed Farm. And yes, people walk and ran and it was okay. But when you go to Disney, it's intense. Like, there's nobody walking. People are running. You have to make sure you stay in front of the balloon ladies. Like, it's a whole different level when you see the intensity of what some people do. So I am going to be doing some 5Ks this year myself because I wanted to do it to keep myself healthy and fit. And I have fallen off the wagon. Matter of fact, I already told myself I'm getting up tomorrow morning and I'm getting on the treadmill and I'm going to do my 2 miles, take a break, do my part-time job, and then get back on tomorrow and finish up my 5 miles. 5 miles tomorrow. And I know I can do 5 miles, but I need to get back out there and get it done. So I think I said hello to Jackie. Hey, Cece, thanks for joining. All right. Well, Henny, then I need to get with you and do some races with you, Shelly. All right. Hey, Nisha. Thank you for joining. What time on the treadmill? I'm going to try to be on there by 7:30. I'm going to set the alarm for 7 o'clock and be on there for 7:30. That's the goal. Gives me 30 minutes for the alarm to go off and be like, Jacqueline, you can do this. You can do this, Jacqueline. All right, so quick introduction. I'm Jacqueline, content creator for Four Seasons Garden. I garden in Zone 7A, so we are in full mode, seed starting, getting ready to get things into the ground as far as your cool season crops. I'm getting herbs started, I got all my peppers started last week. I'm telling you, it's like everything's like on a schedule pretty much now to get everything in place. And I told myself I'm not going to start too early this year, and I am following that so well. I'm so proud of me. I started my peppers first week of March. I'm planning on starting my tomatoes probably about the 2nd or 3rd week in March so that I can plan out Mother's Day weekend. So that is my goal, to get everything planted out by Mother's Day weekend. And so I'm sticking to a plan. I'm not diverting from it, because I don't want to up pot a lot, but I want to make sure that my plants get the time they need in home, and then I'll be able to transition them out to the garden in a timely manner and not play with having to fight with any kind of frost. Next year, I will push the envelope a little bit more once my garden is in place. Um, um, I will try to push the envelope a little bit once I have the garden exactly where I want it to do. And then I have some coverings in order if I decide to push the envelope. But for right now, we are going to just follow the plan, not worried about covering things, put it out in time to do what we need it to do. Hey, Donzel, thank you for joining. Another one of my mods here. So I have 3 mods tonight. So that means that everyone's going to have to follow the rules, because they're going to keep you guys in line tonight. So, so our project, I almost changed my outfit, but I came home. You guys know I get home from church. I set this for 8:30, and I knew I'd just be like sliding right in at 8:30. But you know that I'm also a master gardener here in Fauquier County. I'm also the treasurer. And when I know how much money is in the till and the projects or the programs, let me use the right wording, the programs that are in place, I was like, what can I do in order to give back in ways that doesn't cost the association any money, and things that I could easily do. So one of the programs that I'm part of is the family shelter. And so they built a garden for them last year. And in that garden, they have nothing but herbs in that garden. And it allows the participants there to go out, gather some herbs, come in and use the herbs in their cooking. So we're going to be doing monthly classes there, doing different projects. How do we use the herbs? Teaching them how to use the herbs. And it's like a 3-month turnover there. You're able to stay in the shelter for 3 months, and then they help you get placed in either we have some transitional housing or finding their own place or anything like that. So we have a list, and I think I forgot to grab my list, so I might have to go grab my list of what we're going to be planting today for the shelter. Some of those will be for me, and some of them will be for the shelter. So we're going to be using the big tray. So Shelly, I am using the tray that you have this time, because this is the one that I ended up pulling out. So we're going to be using the Bounty seed starting tray so that we can get started for all the herbs that are wanting to be planted in that garden. And I have some notes on that paper, so let me go grab it. Hey, I see David's in the room. Thank you for joining, David. He's saying hello to everyone. I see my other mod. Thank you, Chaz, for joining tonight. Let me go grab my list. 2 seconds. I'm back. All right, so let's see. I think I said hello to everyone. All right, thank you, Donzel, for the compliment. Something I bought last year for one of the trips that I had to be a speaker, and I needed something, and I was like, black and white always works for an evening dress, so that's why we're in this outfit for tonight. All right, let's see. Yeah, it looks familiar because you saw me in it last year. We went to the same conference. So what are we planning to plant tonight for? You know what? Before I say that, I got more seeds, and I went to organize my seeds, and I am out of spaces in my boxes. So tomorrow I have to make a trip to Hobby Lobby to buy box number 7, because I've got like 4 or 5 new seeds that I didn't have before. No, I do. I'm serious. Box number 7. So it is what it is. So I got to go tomorrow, Hobby Lobby, $12.99, and get, yes, ma'am. All right, take a deep breath. All right, so box number 7's on the way. So let's now start in on what we're planning on planting today. So we are going to probably just go over them as we go through the list. I think it's probably going to be the best way to do this tonight. Let me grab the bottom of that tray. It doesn't really matter tonight. We're going to be redoing this anyway. All right. And let me bring it down a little bit lower so you're seeing what we're working on here. Alrighty, there we go. That's better. So, and like I said, we're just going to go through the list as it is. I made some notes because I think it'll be great for us to kind of go through the different plants. Yeah, 7 seed boxes. Yep, the seven club. I am. So you have, oh, Cece. See, I keep telling you, Cece, I want to be like you when I grow up. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So yeah, seven seed box coming up for me. So one of the seeds that they want in the garden is rosemary. And I'm going to tell you that the only herbs that I've ever grown myself personally that I can even remember, because I'm not, how about this? My sister is the cook in the family. Like, she's amazing. She hosts all the Thanksgiving. She hosts the everything's for everything for everything. So I went over and I helped her, and I haven't posted the video yet because I still need to edit it. And I went over and helped her start her tower garden. She's got dill, she's got oregano, she's got sage, she's got rosemary, she has no mint, Farmer Chaz. Hey, Unique, thank you for joining tonight. But she is the herb expert. Like, she knows how to cook. For when she went to high school, she went to a different high school than I did. She went to a high school that every year you did some type of trade. So one year she did cooking. One year she did being a hairdresser. Just different good life skills that she had the opportunity to go to. And that's where she learned a lot of different things. And she's used it and applied it and used it for our family. So she does all the herbs. And this year I'm decided I'm going to do all the herbs too. I'm going to start some indoors, probably leave some indoors. I did the parsley, loved it. I've dehydrated it. I used it in my cooking. I use it when I make egg salad now. I did a roast beef last night for dinner. And knowing that the herbs that I put in that meal came from my garden, there's just something that you just feel really good about that. That you actually are cooking with the herbs that you've grown. So rosemary is one of the ones that are on the list. The seeds aren't that tiny, as you can see. They're pretty manageable. So, and I like to do square foot gardening. You guys know that. Yeah, for medicinal too. Yes, correct. You can do it for cooking or for medicinal. I'll be doing mine for mostly cooking. So for rosemary, it takes 10 to 30 days to germinate. And I wrote notes down, so I'm looking at my notes and looking at this at the same time. And then it requires full sun, which is where it's going to be. And it's needle leaves. So drought tolerant, which is good, and it loves full sun. But it's going to take a few days to get these to germinate. And the reason why I'm starting those now is because we plan to plant out on April 29th into the herb garden there at the shelter. And then they're doing a presentation of a new sign. Since this is our second year now there, we have a sign. We're going to be dedicating that garden, doing some publicity with it. We had some really great donors from the community that also gave back. So, David said he's got to get him another rosemary. Yeah, that's one of those plants. It's a perennial, but it depends on the weather we have that year, right? If we have a really, really, really bad winter, you probably won't get it to stay. And we had a pretty bad winter this year. So, of course, I didn't start in the direction I wanted to start in. Or I did start inadvertently in the direction I wanted to start with. So, let's see. We'll start from here and move over. So we're going to do 5, think of everything. Some spots we'll put 2 seeds just because I want to test it to see how it works with 2 seeds versus 1 seed. Most of the times I do 2. So I'll do a few with 2. Probably do 3 with 2. And I have my sheet. Set this over here so that I can keep track of where I'm putting things. So I'm going to have to turn it towards me because I'm going to lose track of where I need to put things. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. All right, so we have this in A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like I said, I have some with 1, some with 2. Oh, so you watered it too much. Water too much. All right, and yeah, they like it a little bit dry based on what the package says here. They're drought tolerant, and you do have to cut them back. So once they start growing, cut them back so that they can keep growing for you. Kind of like my parsley. Every time I cut it, it is ready. It is ready to grow like a weed again. All right, so I got my pen and rosemary. So I have that in the first 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're good there. The next thing we're going to plant, and I want to put things back in the container. So let me move. These are the ones for later. Let me prop my box right here. All right, so I'm going to put the rosemary back. And I'm going to make a note of how many I've planted so that I can go back and do my inventory in the garden planner. All right, the next thing that we have on here is dill. And we kind of talked about a little bit about this morning on Farmer Chaz's live if you were able to watch it. So I have 2 types of dill. So in the chat, tell me which one I should plant. Should I plant the Long Island Mammoth or the bouquet dill? And if you've grown any, give me some pointers. All right, Shelly, your rosemary's still alive. That's good. Oh, Cece, you had really bad cold though, right? Like your dill is accustomed now that you've planted it for so many years or had it there. It's accustomed to a certain temperature, and when it goes a little crazy, the plant's like, what's going on, right? So, all right, bouquet dill. Cece was the first one who put something in the chat. Oh, I saw Shelly. Shelly said both. Shelly, I missed that. Ooh, look at those seeds. Those are pretty seeds. All right, we're going to put this in B1, 2, and 3. And since Shelly did answer first, and I know dill grows really big. That actually requires 1 per square feet for the dill. So I actually think I'm only going to start one in each. Unless I look at the package and see that it's an older packet. Let's see what the date is on here. Oh, it's for 2017. So no, we're going to put 3. When I have older seeds, I will put a few more extras in there. Just in case I had a lower germination rate. And also, I'm not averse to snipping or splitting. So just depends on what mood I'll be in that day when the plant needs to do something. So the question is, what's a companion plant for dill? So I use, if you haven't used the Seeds to Spoon app, it's a very great app. I have it on my phone, but I also have access on my computer. And it lets you bring up different planting guides. And let's see. See if I can get it to pull up today. Because you know how it is when you're trying to pull something up on your computer. All right, so you said, what's a good companion plant for dill? Here it is. I got my app up here. I thought it was going to fail me, but it didn't. So dill, and you're able to put in the plant. You'll be able to click on it, and then you scroll down on their app, and this part is free, so you can actually access this for free. And then we come down to the app, and it tells us companions. So acorn squash, alyssums, you could put it down at the bottom of your apples, apricot trees, arugula, asters, avocado, begonias, blankets. So it's very compatible with a lot of things that you could companion plant. Bok choy, borage. Now it does have some enemies. Do not plant them with carrots. Don't plant them with bell peppers. Don't plant them with sweet peppers. So there's some things that they do not like to be planted with. And like I said, I love using this app. It's really great for looking up things really quick. To see what it can be planted and what it can't be planted with. All right. Brassicas, cucumbers, marigolds. Dill grows great with most things. It is. Mike, you're right. Just some things you can't grow it with. All right, so bouquet dill went in B1, 2, and 3. And we did 3 seeds of each. And then Shelly says, do both. And these seeds are even older. These are 2016. They look the same way. So we will do quite a bit in here. Like I said, I'm not averse to thinning out later. So we'll just throw a whole bunch in there and let it do its thing. Hey, Miss Janet. Thank you for joining tonight. I think I've got everybody who joined. If I missed you, it was not intentional. And like Shelly says, pollinate that like button. It will be much appreciated. As I'm on my quest to 1,000. So that is the dill. All right, basil. Woo, this is a tough one. I've got different types of basil. This one I think I'm going to do different types just because I would like to do different types. So And I know we have some, all the basils, Cece said, all the basils. So I have some of this red Reuben, which is purple. Which mod loves purple? I have one of my mods that loves purple. So we will call this the Shelly row. So I'm going to do 5. Let me see, the date on this is 2021. I know what basil looks like. So this one, I think I am only going to do 1 per pod. All right, and I pulled out exactly 5. That was pretty good. So C2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do some red Reuben. Yep, Shelly loves purple. She put her hand up. Me, me, me. Me, me, me. So, red Reuben. Because I want to keep track, but you guys know what happens if you don't keep track. All right, and I have some mammoth basil that I bought last year at Dollar General. So, I wanted to try those out as well. So if you haven't gone to the Dollar General, they always have they always carry a lot of good burpee seeds. So if you like burpee, so we're going to put this in D1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to do 1 of each. D's here. 2, 4. All right, that one may have got 2. It's okay. Not a big deal. Burpees $1 a pack there. That's good. I think mine were like a $2. So you're getting a deal, good deal for burpee being $1. Hi, Flossin the Farmer. Or Flossin Farmer, I should say. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. Sweet basil. Since we said all the basils. We are going to go up. See, I forgot to write things down. Mammoth. I thought you guys were supposed to be watching me, making sure that I write things down. You guys got to keep me on track. Got to keep me on track. Alrighty, here we go. And this one goes in, E goes up here, so I don't double up on different ones. Alright. Forgot to check the date on this one. Let's check the date. This is from 2021. Yeah. We'll throw some extras in here. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping my finger in the water so they stick to my finger. And I can get them into the holes. Alrighty. Why would it make you anxious? If you take your time and make notes, and you're the awesome note taker. So don't even go there, Chaz. You take excellent notes and you keep track of your notes. Yeah, you're right. See, you gotta fill all the holes. All right, so I got 2 different packs of Genovese. So I'm gonna open this pack because it's 2023. All right, and I need more pods. So let's get more pods in here. So for the basil, the reason I can do so many of the basil if I'm doing square foot gardening is because the basils, you can do 4 per square feet. So we can plant 4 basil plants per square feet. They're not going to be crowded. What they're going to do is cover most of your square foot so that it prevents pests, not pests, but more weeds from growing in there. So that's why we do the square foot garden. We want to fill up as much space, still give the plants the ability to grow, but still try to keep out some of the weeds from growing by shadowing it out. All right, so we're going to go in A7, 8, 9, and 10. So A6 is here. And the kids are coming home from church, so they might get a little rowdy for a little bit. They come in and tell mom hello. They'll be like, "Why'd you leave so early?" It's like, mom decided to go do a live right after church tonight. So, all right, so this is the Genovese basil. We're going to write that down. Yeah, the basil ones are little, but not as little as, which one did you do today that was really little? Can't remember. It was super duper tiny. Donzel said hi to the kids, Chase.
Said, what up?
He said, what up? You heard him. All right. Let's see. Next on the list, oregano. Here it is. So oregano, I only have one kind. The Bulgari oregano. Let's see. It will grow 2 to 3 feet tall. That's pretty tall. That's probably why it says 1 square foot. 1 per square foot. So we're supposed to start 8 to 10 weeks. We're there. 7 to 14 days for germination. So we'll be great. Do a little, yes, sounds fancy, vulgare, yeah. Or vulgare. Not sure how you say that. So, all right. These are super duper. I don't even know if I can even show you guys.
The kids aren't even home for a while.
Do you guys see that? It is tiny.
Yeah, I went out to Taco Smell.
Okay. So super, super tiny. And this is the oregano. So we are going to put this in B6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't even know if I can get. This one might be one that I'm going to have to thin out. Because I'm telling you, these are tiny. I'm going to try to just do 3. Wow. For such a tiny seed to grow, I see I missed that whole hole. They were still stuck to my finger. Now I've got 6 in that one. Oh well. Oh well. Trying to not do more than 3. All right, it is what it is. And no, Mike, I'm not going to put them in a baggie and try to grow them later. They're going to the trash. Matter of fact, they're going to go on the floor and they're going to get swept up. Because that gives me anxiety to hear that you take your seeds throw them all in a bag and grow them later. Like, you gave me major anxiety when I saw you post that. Mine, I don't know what it is, goes to the trash because that's just too stressful for me. All right, GT Junior, thank you for joining. That's my art. Thank you, J3G Farms. Thank you for joining. Yeah, mystery bag is no. That, when Chaz says anxiety, I'm on Chaz level anxiety to have a bag that just has a whole bunch of stuff in it. I think I've said hello to everyone that's coming to the room. Thank you for joining. We are doing shelter. The family shelter here has a garden that the master gardeners help support. And like I said earlier, I'm the treasurer and I know how much money is in the till. So in order to use the money for other programs, I am starting all the plants, as many as possible, for the shelter garden and also some for myself. So kind of like a little catch up for the folks that jumped into the room. So you see, you do too? Oh, no. So, okay, so you have this mystery seed bag. What do you guys do with this mystery seed bag? Please tell me. Hey, Organic. Is it V-Buzz? I'm gonna try to have a green thumb. All right, David. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. All right, these seeds are bigger. They're more manageable. So I only have one type of sage. This will germinate in 10 to 30 days, and it is 1 per square foot. So next spot is the C row. So we're going to put this in C7, 8, 9, and 10. And when was this from? This is, tell you, I don't grow these, 2017. So 3 per pod. Let's do it. If it was a little bit newer, oh, that might have 4. That's okay. Not concerned. Sure, I go in the right direction for C. Yeah, I've got 3 or 4 in these. I'm all good with that. Yes, it is. All right. I plan a mystery seed bag, but I would all go into one pot and I will check on it periodically. Okay, that's how you would do it? All right, Cece says she will sprinkle them on the soil and watch and guess the plant. I guess that would be one way to do it. That would be just one bed dedicated to everything. Just scatter it and have a little fun with it. No, okay. I could see that, but I like order in my garden. So that I know that wouldn't work for me. Like, I have to have every bed label, every plant labeled, which you guys already know how I am with seeing my hydroponics. I even label what food goes in it in case the kids have to watch over it. All right, next thing they wanted was cilantro. Cilantro is that one plant that people either love it or they hate it, right? Some people smells like soap. Some people it smells perfectly fine. I love cilantro. It does not smell like soap to me, which I'm thankful. As soon as I start growing it in my house, so I do grow cilantro. That's one herb I do grow. My daughter will, as soon as she walks in, now that she doesn't live here, she's like, Mom, you got cilantro growing? I'm like, yes. She goes, ugh. And I'm like, oh yeah, you don't like cilantro. Don't come in the kitchen. You might want to stay in the rest of the house because you're gonna be smelling the cilantro. So now, if you know, the original name for cilantro is coriander. And if you know anything about cilantro, is that it has 2 seeds per pod. So I will normally split it. And all I did was just put it on the tape, right? I'll show you right here. And I just kind of squish it. And it will split directly in half. And you can choose to plant both. I plant both because that's a plant that you could actually put 3 per pod and grow it out, because the square foot gardening rule for cilantro is 4 per square feet. So I have fun with cilantro. I like bunches. If you go to the grocery store and you buy cilantro, right? Yep, I have organic. I think this is organic. It's non-GMO. I'm not sure if it's non-organic. But they do them in bunches. Like, you have 4 or 5 stems. So I kind of like follow sometimes, like, what do they do in the store? Yes, they do it in bunches so it looks good and it's appealing. But most of the times you can grow it that way. So for these, it'll be two seeds split into 4 in here for the gardening purposes. So we're going to go into D6. So that is here. And we're going to put, and the only reason I like to go ahead and split them is because it'll allow the whole seed to get nice and wet for moisture purposes. It's worked for me. I know there's some gardeners, I think Cece, she says she doesn't split them. She just throws them in there and it works for her. So I've just always split them. So I'm doing what I normally do. And it just makes the prettiest little 2 halves. All right, and I need D9 and 10. I have to squish it on the table. There, smells. Oh, that smells so good already. Smells like cilantro. All right. There we go. Cilantro is now in there. You know what? I actually should do 2 rows. Just because they're 4 per square foot. So let's do 2 rows of the cilantro. You never have too much cilantro. They're great for salsa. They're great for salsa. Oh, can you tell I like salsa? What else do you guys use cilantro in? I just use it in salsas. Anybody else? Anything else? You haven't started your cilantro, Chaz? You have time. You're in zone 7. B? No, you're A. You're like me. But you have a colder A than I do. Way colder A than I do. All right. Beef stew. Oh, Mike, I've never thought about putting it in beef stew. Cold bean salad. All right, and chickpeas. All right, I don't eat neither one of those, so that's probably why I've never put it in that. But I never thought about putting it in my beef stew, Mike. Okay. And that went in D6. And that is cilantro. Cilantro. And you guys, good thing that is over there because it reminds me of what I did. Before cilantro was sage because I didn't write it down. So good thing I have my other list that helps me keep track. Fish tacos. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Definitely. And fish tacos. Floss and Farmer. Definitely. Hey Janet, I think I missed you earlier. Thank you for joining. We are doing our herb starting here. All right, and all right, folks, we have this one filled up, and I still have lots more to go. All right, so let me put this back in the package. These are all cilantros, but they're all the same thing. They're just cilantro and more cilantro and more cilantro. So what we're going to do is set this here. Move this to the staging area. Give me a second. Let me grab another one. All right, here's a tray. Let me grab a towel. Because I'm going to have to do this. I have the container that it's going to go into, but I haven't cleaned it out. So tonight, after the live, we will have to clean it out. So going back to the original Bounty here. And let me see. Let me find that sheet. 2 seconds. Let me get it up here. All right, here we go. So let me set this under here so I can keep track. Not bad. 1 tray filled up. All right, next thing on the list. Ooh, one that Farmer Chaz doesn't like. She's like, why did you guys not warn me and tell me never, ever to plant mint in hydroponics? I love mint in hydroponics. It stays in one spot. I do keep, it's just a sprout. And know that in here, they're not going to stay in here. I am going to transplant it into its own pot. We've already decided, we discussed this at the Master Gardeners meeting, that the mint will go in its own pot. Do not put it in, you'll never do that again. Do not put it in the bed, because it will take over the bed. So we are going to do some mint, because mint is still a great herb to have in your garden. So here's my mint. And it's the same mint. So we're going to plant, and these are the ones, I don't even know if you can see you can see on the white paper. They're like the oregano leaves, the oregano seeds. They are super duper tiny. All right. All right, so Floss and Farmer, you're chomping at the bit to start planting. What zone are you in, Floss and Farmer? You have Cece says she has oregano in your raised bed. Is it something that comes back every year? Is it a perennial? And the mint, I know that I can do 3 to 4 in a pod. Like bunching it, it works really well. But when the seed is the same color as the pod, it's kind of hard to know if you get it in there. All right, so I am praying that I'm getting something in here. And I'm doing like 5 or 6 per pod because they're so tiny. They stayed all year. Oh, that's good. Flossin, I don't see what zone are you in? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I'm not even going to try to put that back in the bag. All right, oregano last all year, David said. Okay. David, I thought you was leaving. I know you couldn't leave us. When you're hanging out with the garden family, you just can't leave. I'm the same way. I'm on my way to church on Sunday mornings, and I'm in my car. And I'm like, I'm listening in my car. Chaz, I promise I'm listening. So we were putting that in spaces. A, B, oh, I should have done it the other way. All right, so for this one, guess what? Because I want them to all be, I just want to do ditto marks. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to move that there, that there, that there, and that there. So that's in all the A's. And that is mint. All right, next thing on our list is, I don't think my oregano will last all year outside. I think I'd have to start some in hydroponics and leave it inside during the winter. Outside, I'll be putting it in pots. I feel like someone told me the oregano can be invasive if you don't use it often. I think that's what they said as well for the oregano. I didn't make notes. The notes are on my phone. But I know there were certain ones that they said that they were only, I know mint for sure can only go in pots. But I think they said that they were going to also do the oregano in pots as well. All right, so we got our mint in. Let's see what's next. Some borage. So let's get some borage in here. I just love, all right, let's see. I've got 3 different, I think they're all the same thing. Blue borage, just says borage, common borage. Just look at the flower on that. I just like it for the flowers. I think the flowers are just beautiful. All right, these are my newest ones. So I'm going to use these. Now I'm not leaving. I'm hanging out here till I got this Shelter Gardens seeds are done. I got to make sure the shelter has plants in for April 29th. There's going to be about, there is 7 of us that are part of that program. We have about 150 members in the Fauquier Rappahannock chapter. And 7 of us, 8 of us, I think, help volunteer for that one. Borage and strawberries are great companion plants. Well, Mike, thank you for saying that. Last night, I put together my 60 pod A-Hope garden. And I'm going to throw some extra ones in here now because I know that some of these are definitely going in my garden. I haven't looked at my plan, which I probably could look at really quick. So I'll plan out 10 really quick here, and then let me pull up my garden planner, which is what I use for, and it knows me, it pops right up. And it goes straight to my plan because it knows that I'm in here I've been in here practically every day, twice a day right now in the garden plan. I open my plan for 2026. I've got my 2026 plan. I just took my 2025 plan and duplicated it. And I already started like taking out some seeds that I don't have because I've told myself I'm not really buying any more seeds. And then I just go to the plant list. And I go down to borage, and it tells me, ooh, I need a lot of borage. So I'm only going to start some. It says I need 43 borage plants for all the containers that I will be planting this year. So I practically need a whole tray. So I like the planner that it keeps me. Hey, Jimama. Thanks for joining. Think I got everybody that's coming to the room. If I missed you, was not intentional. Oh, Rosie. Thank you, Rosie, for joining. Hello, hello. So, yes, basil for my tomatoes and borage for my tomatoes. I think you're going to do basil for your tomatoes, David. So I'm going to do borage and I'm going to do basil. I'm doing both this year. And I'm going to see how that goes. So we've done rows B, C, and D. So that's borage. And this one's borage. And this one's borage. All right. So that's done. So these are going to germinate in 7 to 10 days. Borage is also one per square foot. They'll be at maturity in 55 days. So it'll be great, perfect timing for us to put it out into the garden there at the probably should write down which brand that was, so I can keep track. And that one was the Urban Garden Plants. Alrighty. Next on the list is chives. So let's see. Chives is here. Chives, we can do 16 per square feet. I have these seeds here. I'm going to show them to you. Notice that they are coated. Well, I learned, and one of the things I learned along the way is that if they're coated, you need to use them within the year because there's something in the coating that breaks down the seeds where they're not viable. So what I might do with these, I'm going to go just throw these in a pot once it gets a little bit warmer and see what happens with these seeds. Because I got these seeds back in 2021. So I'm not even sure if they'll do anything. So it is what it is for those. All right, so we got some common chives. These are from 2023. Let me get some more pods in here. So chives are kind of like another onion, you could say. Like a green onion. Is that what you guys would think it does? So David said he dropped some borage, drop seeds and starts new plants in, some next winter. Okay. That is good to know. So it would regrow itself. That is great to know. Let's see what else here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. So Farmer Chad said, interesting. Would you mix borage, strawberries, and basil in the same bed? Yeah. Since it's companion plant to one, it should be companion plant to the other. So once you have borage, you'll always have it. Yes, it's an heirloom. So you can keep the seeds from it. All right, let's see. Ooh, so Floss's farmer says she put basil in with her tomatoes and didn't have any bugs for the first year. That's good to know. All right. I like to hear that none of those critters, horned worms, are not in my garden. That wouldn't be in my garden. Even though if I get them this year, they're going to be going to the chickens. The chickens are going to have a feast if those boogers end up in my garden. I will drop them in a bucket and I will give them to the chickens, and the chickens will have a nice little snack. So Miss G Mama says she started the white and blue borage. That's what I just planted. So I have a sheet. I probably should have showed you guys a sheet. Let me show you a sheet. So I have a sheet and I write the information down. So here's the one I did earlier. I didn't print enough for this kind, for this tray, but I print them down. I'll write any kind of notes. I'll put what day I started it and then what day they sprouted. And eventually this makes it into my Seed to Spoon app, which works really well for me to keep track of when things are going to pop up, when I should be seeing them sprout. All right, I'm just moving this to this bag because if I open this in the future and the seeds just go everywhere, it'll be a hot mess. They look just like onion seeds. Exactly like onion seeds. All right, so chives, here we go. So we've already put it in A, B, C, D. So let's start with row E. And we'll do 3 rows of chives. That'll give us 15. And I'm going to double up on all of these. I think chives will be fine. Since they're like the family to the green onions, bunching onions. They're just a different leaf type, for what I understand. If I'm wrong, throw it in the chat for me. Sure I stay in the right row. Right row. All right, I need 2 more. 1 and 2. And that will give me those 3 rows. And it's about 2 or 3 per pod at this point. All right, I'm going to go read your comments in a second. All right. And let me write chives on here because I will get it mixed up with another container and I will be very devastated. All right. Common chives. All right, and we did that in E, F, and G. Alrighty. What is next on the list? Oh, let me go check and see what you guys have posted. We're right almost on time. I want to be done right around 10 o'clock. All right. I didn't know the coating decreases seed germination. Yes, G-Mom. I learned that I learned it online, but then I also was reiterated in our Master Gardeners class last year. That the coating decreases. You're giving your hornworms to the neighbor's chickens. I hope that the neighbor's giving you some eggs back if you're feeding their chickens. Because that stuff is like a what is aphrodisiac. I mean, you're like hors d'oeuvres. They're getting like the best of the best when they're getting tomato hornworms. Um, hey, the Nichols, thank you for joining. And happy belated birthday. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, next on the list is, I'm going to say it right, but I think it's, was it chamamale? I've heard that little play on word. So we're going to put some chamomile in here. All right, this is a brand new packet. As you can see, the struggle is real here. All right, come on, packet. All right, scissors. All right, scissors are missing, so it's a pruner's. Do what you got to do when you got to do it. All righty. So it just says it's German chamomile. Holy cow. Those seeds are ridiculously small. That is crazy. I only have one type, Cece. Just this one packet of chamomile. Wow. Talk about super tiny. You see it against the white there? They are tiny. Tiny, tiny. All right, so this one per square feet, 10 to 15 days to germinate. How many of these do I put per? Oh, we've been using the rule of 3, right? So let's just keep it. Yeah, yes, David, you are right. They're like carrot seeds. They are. That is a perfect description of what those seeds look like. All right, we'll do a row of chamomile. I can hardly see them on my hand. They like blend right in with the skin color of the inside of my hand. All right, here goes nothing. I can see them against the brown pods though. All right, Chaz, this is one of those where they just get a whole bunch and we'll have to thin it out later because these things are so tiny. Like, what in the world? We're doing it. Come on, seeds, come out of the packet. Now I got a whole bunch in my hand. More than I certainly need. All right. See if I can get any of these back in. Nope. They're going to the sweeper. 28 watchings, Farmer Chaz said, 22 likes. Pollinate that like button in case you forgot to tap it on your way in. Thank you, Chaz, for the reminder. Thank you, mods, for jumping in here tonight. Most of my mods have their own channels, so please follow mods. If you want to, you can drop your channels into the chat. Shelly's one of my mods. Farmer Chaz is one of my mods. Cece's one of my mods. Donzel is a mod, but he doesn't have a channel. He just lives vicariously by watching us gardeners and supports all of us, which we thank him greatly for doing that. All right. So you have Egyptian, Roman, yellow, Moroccan, chamomile. So are you growing all of those right now, Cece? All right, let me put that on the sheet so I don't forget. And that was H has chamomile. All right. Next thing on the list is lavender. But I'm not sure if I'm out of the window to do lavender. And the reason is lavender normally requires some type of stratification in order to grow it. So I'm not sure if I even should try growing it at this point. What do you guys think? Oh, there's so many types. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of types of. So, hello, other half of Nichols. Thank you for joining. Hello, one crafty sister. Thank you for joining. So, what do you guys think? Should I try the lavender or not? Should I go ahead and wing it, put 3 or 4 seeds in here, and see if by some chance I get the lavender to germinate? Let me go pull my lavender out first. Let me see if I even have lavender. Lavender is not in this box. Give me a second. Let me grab the lavender box. All right. Lavender I actually have under my. Don't waste my seeds. Okay. David says, yes, try. You didn't fail. Okay. Let's see. I'm almost willing to just wing it because I got these from the $1.25 store. And if you wait till, September, August, September, they drop them to like $20 for $1.25. So I wouldn't be losing anything if I go ahead and try it. So I'm willing to sacrifice this whole package. Yeah, if you shop at the dollar store for your seeds, wait till August and September. They'll put them on clearance for $20 per 20 per the whatever it is, $1. I heard it's up to $1.50. Is that right, you guys? Is the Dollar Tree up to $1.50? Like, I was shocked when I heard that the other day. I was like, dollar store making sure they make their money. All right. So, we're going to go for it. We're going to use the whole pack. I'm going to be brave and bold. And if these come up, we're going to be in a world of hurts because I'm putting a whole bunch in there. Hoping that by some miraculous something that some of these may have stratified somewhere along the way. So, I'm going to be daring and bold today. All right, so I have never used a dollar store potting soil, Rosie 3, but this is what I do have. I bought their Cocoa Core, and I have it to try this year. I got like 15 blocks. I just went all in. And I haven't tried their potting mix, but I'm going to try their Cocoa Core and see how it goes. So, I'll keep you abreast of how that project turns out. I mean, I bought my burpee, my regular burpee, but I wanted to test it out just for fun. I still think my burpee is probably cheaper at the end of the day, but if you're not doing the quantity that I'm doing, then just buying like one block of their Coco Core is probably great for someone who's just going to start out or just test it or try it. Alrighty, we've stuck every one of those seeds in 10 pods. And we'll cover them. So I saved all my plastic tops when I bought the seed starting tray. So I'll put this on here for now. And then once they start germinating, I'll go to the communion cups so that the ones that have not germinated, I can keep those covered. Let me put this on the list because you guys know I'm going to lose track if I don't put it on the list. Lavender. All right. So I will put the cover on here later, or put it in the container later. And one more thing we're going to do is, let me grab the bottom. Where is it? What did I do with it? What? Here they are. You know what? I don't think I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. All right. So when I was at my meeting on Thursday, one of the master gardeners that was there, she's like, how do you start your... I need to take this out? I don't think I need to take that out. All right, let me figure out why this is not seating on here correctly. All right, figured it out. Come on out. There we go. This has to come out in order for the tray to go in. All right, there we go. So I need to keep track of this. I'll put it in my bag later. So one of the master gardeners was there. She's like, where do you buy your lettuces? And I'm like, I haven't bought lettuce starts in years. I start all my lettuce. She goes, do you mind starting some for me? I was like, don't mind at all. And she goes, can I pay you? And at first I said no, but this is what I'm going to do instead. Instead of her writing the check to me, I'm going to have her write the check to the association and have money to go back into the association. I start seeds I just enjoy it. I love it. I have the seeds. When you get 3,000 lettuce seeds, like how fast can you go through 3,000 lettuce seeds? You can't. So I am going to start some for her, and I'm going to start some for me, because as you can see behind me, my black seeded Simpson has gone to seed. My red sales has gone to seed. All of my lettuce has gone to seed, and I am way behind. Normally I would have already started some already for my personal use, but good thing I do keep some in the refrigerator. If I have too much, I will take it and I will put it in the fridge for later use. All right, and I need a few more pods here in the water. So while that is soaking, we got 9 minutes left here, and we'll be off. All right, I'm not sure what, sift it, but it's okay. So Rosie, Mike says you can sift it, but it's okay. So I'm not sure, is there like rather large chunks in there? Mike, larger chunks than we'd want in our containers. All right, so we have, need to grab the lettuce box. Alrighty, lettuce. So we have green and red lettuce. You guys know I love red lettuce. It's my favorite lettuce. So we're going to give her choice of different ones. I'd be remiss not to give her my favorite, which is Outrageous. And Outrageous is one of the lettuces that they grew in the space station. So if you want to grow some lettuce that was grown in the space station, you can grow the red sails. And I do one per pod. That is all I do for my lettuces. One per pod. They compete and you can, I mean, it's your preference. I always say do what works for you, but I find that one per pod works perfect for me with lettuce. And usually I do cut and come again with lettuce. So for this one, I did not write a sheet down, so we're going to just write it. We're just going to write it here on this sheet of paper so I can keep track. So Outrageous. It's in row 1. Another one that I like is Marvel of 4 Seasons. And we grow here in all 4 seasons. So that's why the 4 seasons. We grow in hydroponics during fall and winter. And then spring and summer, we're outdoors. So we're going to put one per pod for all of these as well. Alright, and that is our Marvel of 4 Seasons. And then another fun one. And here, the packets where I have been able to save my own seeds. So, really excited that I've been able to do that. Another favorite is the red sales lettuce. So we will do some of those as well. Let me write this down. Marvel 4 Seasons. So that was 5. That was 5. Then we'll do 4 of the freckles. No, 4 of the red sails, sorry. 4 of the red sails. What is your favorite lettuce that you have grown? Throw those in the chat, because I'm always looking for different lettuces to grow. I think lettuces, I love them. I can eat a salad twice a day. I can eat a salad for dinner and I can eat a salad for lunch. And I am happy as a clam. So what is your favorite lettuce to grow? Let's see what else I'm going to grow in here. I'm going to do some Merlot. That's what we're gonna do. Let me find it. Where is my Merlot? There it is. Nobody has any favorite lettuces that they like to grow? No takers at all? I don't like spinach. I don't like lettuce. I like spinach. Okay. So what's, you know, my struggle with spinach until I tried G Mama's method, and it has worked beautifully. I almost forgot to write that down. Red Sails. And then we're going to do the Merlot. So, what kind of spinach do you like, Cece? Because I did the hybrid one, and I loved it. It worked great in my hydroponics. And then I did that Bloomsdale, Longsdale, whatever it's called. And that thing went to seed before I even was able to harvest any of it. I was not a happy camper. Not a happy camper at all. You have to do the rain dance too for spinach? All right, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But I'm telling you, I did it the way the G Mama says. Throw it in some water. Spritz about 3 or 4 spritz of that hydrogen peroxide mix. Throw that lid on there. And I'm telling you, in 4 to 5 days, I was good to go. I was plucking those little seedlings out of the water, putting them in my pods. And I think I did 3 or 4 cuttings on, how many did I think I did the whole tray. So I did a tray of 6. And I was getting spinach. It was amazing. All right, let's see. I saw someone pop in here. All right, I like growing Butter Crunch, Black Seeded Simpson. All right, beautiful. Matter of fact, that is what we're going to switch to our green lettuces now. And Black Seeded Simpson is definitely one of the favorites. So we're going to be doing some of that, and I'm going to do the Paris Island. I got 3 more rows. So we're going to do what the people have asked for. So the people have asked for, see, Butter Crunch. I think that's what you said. Yep, Butter Crunch and Black Seeded Simpson. And then one of my favorites is Paris Island. So let's get some more pods in here. Get the bags out the way so they don't drip all over it. Yes, Black Seeded Simpson is definitely your brother's favorite, Chaz. He loves him some Black Seeded. He got really good harvest on that Black Seeded Simpson. I mean, you see mine. It is, I did a short video and I haven't posted it yet, so I did feed, 5, 4, boom. It is every bit of 3 feet tall. And I'm letting it go to seed so I can save the seed from that plant. Yep, the romaine lettuces are awesome. Yep. Wonder why Cece's Texas garden, my spinach is really grown in the container. Okay. Well, the Nichols, you have some type of, I don't know, some type of something, because let me tell you, the struggle was real for me to get spinach started, but once I did it in the water, it worked like a charm. All right, so we're gonna put Butter Crunch here in this area right here, so I keep track. See when this is from. This seed packet is from 2021. I'm gonna go with 2. If I get too many, we'll decide what to do later. Alrighty. I was about to ask if it's bolted because that lettuce looks crazy. I don't think we're gonna get Cece to move from Texas. Not happening. She said it snows everywhere else. Yeah, you're not gonna get Cece to move. All right, we're 2 minutes over. Give me just a few more moments. We're gonna plant these last two rows out, and we'll have it all done. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, helping me get the summer garden, spring garden, because lettuce is kind of a more cool season crop. So we're gonna put some of these outdoors and just test it out, because I'm telling you, I have never had good results with lettuce outside, but it grows like a champ in my hydroponics, like a champ, I'm telling you. But I'm gonna try it just for funsies. So the harvest up here go on in the morning at 6, and then they go off at 9 p.m. So they all come on at 6, and then they go off at 5. So yeah, it's a little dark, isn't it? Give me a second. Paris Island. Did 5 of those, and the last is going to be the black seeded. Yeah, you don't think, I know, Chaz, I say the same thing. I don't think I'll ever do it again. I'm just turning the lights on so you guys can see better, and I'll turn them right back off as soon as we're done. I'm the same way, but every now and then we get a little crazy. Like I said, I've never been able to grow it outside. So I'm going to try one more time, and I'm probably going to land like you and say I'll never, ever do it outside. Oh, you could still see. Okay, I didn't know if you could still see. I know that it gives a lot of great light behind me. Alrighty. It's okay. They'll still go off. The rest will go off at 10 o'clock. And I'll look at the place and like, okay, who didn't go off? There's invariably 1 or 2 that I haven't got up at 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning to reset. Like right now, I need to reset 2 A Hope Gardens that I started peppers, and one of the tomatoes that somehow did not get reset. So I'll set the alarm for tomorrow morning for 5:55. Roll out the bed at 6, reset them, and I'm back in the bed. So, because I like everything to go off at 9 or at 10 o'clock. That's my happy spot. Hey there, Foraging. Thank you for joining. All right, everyone. We've got the lettuce planted out. So we'll have these in 20 days. In 10 days, I'll be able to say, hey, you ready? And I can give it to her. She can start hardening them off, or I can harden them off for her. And then she's going to be planting hers outdoors, so I can give her a good variety of different lettuces. We have all the herbs that we started today for the herb garden for the family shelter. Some of those will be for me. We started some rosemary, some dill, some basil, all the basils, like someone said. Parsley, oregano, sage, cilantro, mint. We did some lavender. We did some chives. We did some borage. And we did some chamomile. So April 29th is the date that we're planning to plant those all out. So I'm hoping we'll have some nice seedlings by that time. I would have hardened them off. I do like a 4 to 5 day hardening off process. Day 1 is 2 hours outside in the shade against the building so it doesn't get a lot of wind. Day 2, I put it outside for 4 hours, also up against the house so it doesn't get a lot of wind, but it gets that time outside. And then day 3, I will set it out in the morning sun for about 2 hours, put it back in the shade, by day 4, we're up to 8 hours. I'll put it 4 hours in the sun, 5 hours in the shade. Day 5, you're out there. You better figure it out by that time. I don't have more than 4 days to play around with you. So, and actually day 4 it stays outside because I don't bring it back in. It's already in the shade. It's in a spot. Day 5 it gets planted out where it needs to go, or it stays in that spot until I put it in the garden. So I have a 4-day process. It's worked for me every time. So that's my hardening off process. So thank you everyone for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Throw any comments in. I want to thank you for taking the time on a Sunday evening to join me on more of my hydroponics journey. Now we're starting everything to go out to the garden this summer. Until I see you on the next video, you have a great evening.